Well, good morning. Days with Jordan the Lion. Oh my gosh. Episode 100. Oh, wait. Episode 100. We made it. Holy cow. Well, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching. I started this channel on day one with 0 followers, 0 idea what I was going to do, and now we made it 100 episodes in. I'm getting messages every day. People are commenting every day, and we're building a community. And I just wanted to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for watching and constantly inspiring me to go out and to do and see new places that I've never even heard of or never went and did because I was lazier. So just thanks everybody. I wanted to thank everybody who donates to my Patreon, who buys shirts. If you want to, if even $1 a month, something like that, go to my Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/JordanTheLion. Or if you want to buy a shirt, it's www.shop.spreadshirt/JordanTheLion. I think you'll find it. I always post it, well, every other vlog. So anyway, 100 days in, I need a break. Actually, I don't need a break, but I have to work today, and I figured, like, why give you a crappy vlog on day 100 when I can give you a superb vlog? Not only a superb vlog, but a vlog that I can completely control. So I've been telling you guys for like a week that I planned on going and putting together this location thing that I wanted to do because I just love this movie, and I would someday just release it, and I would put it up together over time. Today's the day. Really all you're missing out on is I have to work pretty much all day, and then I'm going to a beat poetry reading tonight with my friend Carrie, who I haven't seen forever, but maybe I'll put her on here because she just got back from hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. So she went from Mexico to Canada. Insane. And she's a huge beat fan, so we're gonna hang out tonight. I haven't seen her in a long time, like 6 to 9 months. So enjoy today's vlog, guys. The Naked Gun. Well, we are quickly approaching our first location. Well, for one of my all-time favorites, the Naked Gun. And where we're going now is where they used for the very opening shot of Beirut with all the military men and the camels in front. You can see it right there. Now, this is actually the Brand Library and Art Center. And if you would have had a few military men and a few camels decorating in front of this and blocking this staircase over here, this would be the establishing shot right here of Beirut, where Frank Drebin goes undercover. How about that? Well, here's a bummer. I went to the address where the where Frank commandeers the vehicle with the driver's ed student, and they go down the tunnel for the wrong way. They've gotten rid of it. They're demolishing the 6th Street Bridge, and that was under the 6th Street Bridge, so right now everything that was over there is all construction, so it is gone. I'm going to post a picture right here so you know what I'm talking about, but that was where I was headed to right now. Well, how about that? I just found the hospital. Not even a hospital, it's an LA County building. But you'll remember this is where Frank went to visit Nordberg, and the hospital sign would have been right up there. Going across, there would have been the ambulance would have been right there where that handicapped entrance sign is. Right there. This gate would not have been here. And our old pal Frank would have parked right here. So you can get a little bit better idea. Right there, Frank's car would have been right here. There it is. Pretty cool. This is where they tried to kill Nordberg. And I guess I could make a joke there, but oh hell, I'll make it. Probably would have saved some lives if you would have done it. But I'm kidding. Probably not kidding actually. But yeah, there it is, man. The hospital from Naked Gun. Right here is where the graffiti wall would have been. Where they would have had that wall that they had put together that somebody sprayed graffiti on and it sprayed back. That would have been right there. They made that especially for the movie. It was not actually there. Now that fence is there in place of it. This would be our next location, and this is actually, it's not the same building, but this is where the doctor was riding in the car and he crashed into the fireworks store. That right there would have been the fireworks store. Like I said, it's been replaced with a different building, but this was the exact location he would have been coming down this street. Just cruising down this street, and then blammo. And you can match it up by the buildings behind it. I'll go ahead and put a picture in so you can kind of see. Now this place actually acted as the police station. So there's a point where you see the Frank's car run away and go down that hill. The police station would have actually been right up here. And then his car would have came all the way down in this direction, and you would have seen it was a different backdrop then, but you would have seen it right there. So that actually right there would have been the police station. And that famous scene of his runaway car with the airbags going nuts and everybody running for their life. Right there. Pretty cool. And I think the actual entrance would have been, you can see there's that rail, that little guardrail. He would have parked right up there and would have walked right in there. Where that dot is above it. Hats off to the security guards in Los Angeles that work at the buildings that famous films have been filmed at, because I have to say 100% of the time they're as helpful as they can possibly be. I know they're doing their job, and I was actually snooping around this water treatment plant trying to figure out where the police station was from Naked Gun, and the security guard saw me out there, and I knew it was going to happen probably, and he just asked me how I was doing, and I just said, oh, I'm cool, I'm just looking for the Naked Gun locations. He's, oh, no problem, man. Actually, this police station was back there, you should go around here, you'll get a better shot. People that work in the security industry, so cool about this kind of stuff. Thank you so much, security people. And here's a little bit better shot of what I was talking about. You can see where that little dot is above the door. That would have been the police station, I believe. And then that's where the runaway car of Frank Drebin's would have went. Bingo. Now another extremely key moment, some of the key locations for Naked Gun. happened here. Now this is Dodger Stadium, and if you ever watch Naked Gun, which I'm sure all of you have, you'll realize that even though it's an Angels versus Mariners game, it actually took place here. And it's been updated quite a bit since the filming of the movie. The right underneath, if you would have been watching, right there where home plate, where all of Frank's awesome moves happen, where he's dancing around and calling balls and strikes, and he's over here bumping chests with other umpires and getting into fights and everything. That all happened here. But all the kind of the underneath seating where he would have came out to be Enrico Palazzo and to sing, they've kind of all filled that in, and that's no longer down there. But that would have been the original boxes. They've changed the decoration just a little bit, but those are the original dugouts, and all of that from Naked Gun. You know, it's such key moments to the movie. And the back, now they've added on the wall, they've added all those promotions. Didn't used to be there, but even in the movie, they were a different color blue wall, and they actually had the distance out to that section of the field, 395 and stuff like that. And that, I've had season tickets here since 2008. I don't have them now, but they've never really had that visible, except over in the corners. You can kind of see right over here in the corners. But yeah. All would have happened here. One of the other key scenes would have actually happened right here. This is where Frank would have came up the stairs, and they would have had the altercation between Vincent Ludwig, and he would have been holding Priscilla Presley. And you can tell because you can actually match up all the buildings in the background. From where Vincent Ludwig is holding her. And this is also where he would have fallen off over the ledge. And you can tell that this is where that would have happened because you see Ed and Frank looking over the ledge, and you actually can see this in the background of them. Part of the lights. Such a cool scene, man. Like, if you are a cinema fan or anything and you haven't seen Naked Gun, this is one that you gotta add to your list. Such a key scene. Just think of that. And luckily, like I was kind of saying in the car, is that Dodger Stadium's pretty cool. 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. They keep this open, and in fact, they're getting ready to do a tour. I didn't go sign up for it, but that's why it's a little noisy here right now. People are getting ready to take the tour. But they keep it open. You can come up here and you can have lunch and do whatever you want during that time. They keep it open mainly for people to go to the gift shop, but for us, we got lucky because since this is such a key part of the movie, I didn't have to go to Anaheim to get it. And you can see where all the magic would have happened. All the Frank Drebin magic. And I don't know exactly who's out here doing practicing or what, but could be a young player, Corey Seager or somebody like that. Who knows? College players, who knows? So there you go. Scene from Naked Gun, the end of Naked Gun. And I'm not gonna hang my phone over the side. This is kind of a recreation of what you would have seen Frank and Ed looking at when they're looking over the edge. And that's when Ed says one of my favorite lines of all time. You see Vincent Ludwig on the other side getting run over by a steamroller. And Ed starts crying and says, "My dad went the same way." Now, after that scene, you would have seen Vincent Ludwig down on the ground getting run over by the steamroller, and the marching band would have walked over top of him, but that actually didn't take place on the other side of that ledge. I looked over, and it's a small Cajun area. There's no way that anybody could have walked past there or anything, so it wasn't there. I don't know where it was, but now we're gonna go hit another location. All right, we're in front of Ludwick Towers. You guys will remember a lot of scenes from this thing. For one, this is pretty much where I'm standing. Parked right here, it would have been parked diagonally, is where Frank and Ed would have been sitting there on stakeout, and they would have been eating the pistachios and throwing the shells out the window, so that when they opened up the door, all the shells were like in a mountain right outside the door. So that's a really great scene, but this is also one of my favorite scenes because this is where he ends up setting the penthouse on fire, climbing out the window, and then ends up grabbing onto what would have been those big statues up there as boobs. Here's a closer one so you can kind of see what they actually look like, but I'll go around the corner. How cool is that? I know I should have done this part at night because they filmed it at night, but a couple of the locations I'm not able to get into at night anyway, and they were filmed at night, so I figured it's probably not a huge make or break. I think you guys will recognize this for sure. Ludwick Towers. And that's the true top of the building that you would have seen. And like I said, right over here is where Frank and Ed's car would have been parked, and the big pile of the big pile of pistachio shells would have been right here. So I'll go ahead and post in a picture of that for you. Couldn't go to the Ambassador Hotel because that's no longer there. The docks, I don't think we'd be able to really see much, and that was all the way in San Pedro. The big boob-looking things when he's driving back from the airport with Ed and he says, "Everything I look at reminds me of her." That's almost all the way, that's in San Clemente on the way to San Diego. And I've seen it numerous times, but I'm not driving an hour and a half south just for a picture of fake boobs. Not today, anyway. In the movie, the door was black, but, well, here we are. Gene Spencer's apartment from Naked Gun. Gene Spencer was played by Priscilla Presley, and if you remember, Jane and Frank go on this fantastic date where they have hot dogs and spray each other with ketchup and mustard in the park, and they go get tattoos, and they clothesline a couple on the beach, and then they end the date right here at Jane's apartment, right on this front walk. You'll remember they come entering from right over here, and they stop and have their little moment right there on the front. As you can tell, nothing's changed other than they've changed the door to being white, and now those lights right in front of the building are now missing. And I'll show you that when I walk across the street. So they would have came walking right up here to end their date, Frank and Jane, and they would have stood right here because, well, it's not here anymore. You can tell where they've been removed. But there were actually two lanterns, one on each of these, and you can see when Priscilla Presley is standing right here, you can see that little light right over her shoulder. And Frank would have been standing right about here. So when he does his little cool guy spin and jump step on his way out, and then Frank would have walked in this direction feeling like $1,000,000, and as he's Right about here, he would have jumped in the air and clicked his heels. And then sauntered off down the street. Gotta love some Frank Drebin action. Frank Drebin dating. And then of course you guys gotta remember this part when he's out on his stroll and forgets where the hell he was.
The attempt on Nordberg's life left me shaken and disturbed. And all the questions kept coming up over and over again, like bubbles in a case of club soda.
Oh yeah. He makes the trek right through here.
And if it was, did he know about it? And if he didn't, who did? And where the hell was I?
And just to end our Naked Gun vlog, here's our last shot. This is where Frank Drebin would have been up at the Outlook on Mulholland, out on his walk. And that's where he would have turned around and said, I didn't know where the hell I was. Well, I decided, since today was vlog 100 on day 100, I would do something a little momentous and something that I plan on doing every 100 vlogs from now on. I decided from now on, after every 100 vlogs, I'm going to retire the sunglasses. Partially because they fade, partially because I know they'll break, and partially because I actually believe that someday somebody will want these. So I'm going to retire this one. For the time being, I'm going to keep this pair. But after this, every time we get to a 200, 300, 400, however many vlogs I end up doing in the long run of this thing, I'll figure out a way to give them away. If only one person wants them, you got them. If more than one person wants them, I'll do like some sort of giveaway or something. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to number each pair from now on. And when I retire them, I'm going to put the retirement date, and I'm going to sign them and put them aside, or mail them out to whoever wants them. So here we go. And the date is 11/17. 2016. Sounds like we got some action outside. Put that on there. I might even put, I don't know, I might even put tape just to make sure it stays. And then I'm going to sign them. And I'm going to put a little peace sign. Because a little peace never hurt anybody. And no, it's not a commentary on the election or anything like that. So there we go. Every time I finish 100 vlogs, I'll figure out a way to give these away. So there we go. Bang. There's the new pair. Just so you can see the difference. Old pair. New pair. Swear to God, they were the same color when I got them. That's how much they faded since I've been walking around for 100 days. The reason I want to give away a pair every 100 days is because even though I know it seems like a stupid little thing to do, who knows, if I can keep this up for a long, long time, at some point somebody will have these, they'll be able to look at the date, and they'll go, huh, so for 100 episodes, these were in those episodes, and you'll be able to go back and watch every episode on YouTube with your sunglasses in it. So there you go.